Okay guys, back for another cast on the druid. So I'm pretty much back to where I logged out last. I'm at the Bulwark in Tearsful Glades. And what's kind of interesting now, since that I've become friendly with Argent Dawn. I've merely become friendly. 305 out of 6,000 friendly. But this NPC here, the quartermaster Hasana, before you couldn't interact with her, but now after I become friendly, all of a sudden I can interact with her. The only thing I can buy is I was about to say cookies, but and they're pretty expensive too. But hell, it's better than nothing. The problem was that I needed mana though, so I had to take a trip to Undercity, but it's okay, I'll survive. I unloaded all the stuff I had and sent 100 gold. I was at 114 gold so I sent 100 gold to my banker. If worst case scenario should happen, at least I won't be 100 gold sort of poorer, besides losing my precious Black Blossom here. Anyway, just an idea of what can be obtained here. For instance, we got some very nice belt here for a DPS warrior, but you need to be honored, and I can see you need a righteous orb as well. They are very, very expensive. So yeah, but it's pretty quality stuff. Now the good stuff is coming, and here also very, very nice enchant for bracers. I would actually argue that they're better than the 7 intellect that I have. But yeah. Lots and lots of stuff, and what could be interesting for me, just for, I don't know how useful it is, but I'll be able to transmute Essence of Air to Essence of Fire. And sure, it's better to have it than not, but I need to be honored in order to be able to use that. But she actually has some, I can see here at Revered, restores 4,400 mana over 30 seconds, and I also get 10 spirit for 10 minutes. That's pretty wow, actually, because, what I'm currently have is 29, 34. So these Blessed Sunfruit would be a major reward for me, because I have so much downtime due to to drinking my mana. And so another nice enchant for healers, for bracers here. 24. What to say? Teaches you how to permanently enchant a bracer to increase the effects of healing by 24. Later. So it's, and this was only revered, so I can't even see what's up at Exalted. But like I said, I'm in a I don't even know if I said that, but I'm kind of in a grindy mood. I'm up for grinding an hour, and I use these Elixir of Greater Intellect as a timer, you could say. It's not every day I feel like just grinding, but I don't know, it's just got to me today, and I feel like it. The previous video I recorded this same day, so it's not that sort of common for me to record several videos per day, but here I am. I decided to stay at Felstone Field. The mobs are somewhat lower, but and I just have to equip this one again. But I think it's way easier here, and the mobs go down sort of faster. Plus, they give the same amount of reputation, so it's pretty. Why bother yourself with mobs that are more annoying if the reward is the same? I guess that's the catch of it. So yeah, and I can take a mana per 5 fish as well. And then it's just grind. I'm currently at 305 /6,000 friendly. Let's see how far we can get. And I'm not quite sure when exactly this stops, because Warhead that I usually use for info, it has a tendency, unfortunately, to sort of mix up Season of Discovery and Classic, and which is a little annoying. So I'm not quite sure what is what, but I'll figure out when the mobs stop to, you know, give reputation. Then yeah, I'll have to figure out another way to grind them. But very nice mobs here that doesn't spawn any snakes or other crap. And as you can see, they drop all I need, you could say. And just like I was here last time for grinding, it's no competition. I'm not trying to prove a point of how much I can grind. It's just a chill grind. No questions asked, I was about to say. Further, I'm not gonna hand in the drops I get, the minion scored stone and the bone fragments and whatnot. And these, what was it? Osseous agitators. I'll hand them in when I cannot sort of get reputation from other means. And on the other field, Dalton's Tears, the mobs were like, I don't know, 51 to 55, something like that. And here they are. Oh. Okay, so I got aggro from a hidden mob. It's there, just so you know. Fortunately, at least I can sort of, defend myself, but yeah. I guess he's somewhat underground, and I probably won't be able to loot him. And yeah, it definitely seems way smarter to grind a reputation here. Much safer, and I'm sure it's faster as well. Further, these thingies here is the exact same ones that drop in the neighboring annoying field. And what I can do, instead of handing them in here, where I'll get a reduction because this quest is considered level 53, this is considered level 50. Oh, I haven't unlocked it yet, but I'm pretty sure the cauldron is considered level 55. That means that I'll get full reputation, even though I'm sort of grinding these thingies on the lower sort of field, you could say. And these guys are what the same, it's 5 per mob, so yeah, everything's hunky-dory. I think this is a double pull, by the way, so root the co-guy there. And then I only have to face tank one of them. No stinky disease or decurse or whatnot. Perfect place to grind here. Not the worst gun, I guess, if you were a self-found hunter. Oh, and the Raiders, they did very good last night. I think they had some progress in Nax. I'm not quite sure how far they are. Maybe they cleared the second wing. I'm not sure about that though. But they were all happy and they got good loot and stuff, so... I think simply they got some of the lower dungeons, sorry, not dungeons, but raids on farm, so that's really good. It attracts more people to the... I rooted the wrong guy here. It attracts more players to the server as well. Of course, if people know that there's an axe raid going on. Top of the pops. Meaning by that, it's the highest you can achieve. Really is getting loot from Nax, I guess. I don't know if Nefarian, if there may be some items that are beasts. I'm best in slot from lower end raid at some classes. I'm not quite sure about that. You got an idea you want to run around? He's welcome to do so, yeah. And maybe it's just me, but they seem to drop a lot more this, whatever stuff I can hand in later for more reputation. Not to mention there are plague blooms here as well, so yeah, I definitely recommend grinding here for reputation. And good night. When those crits first kick in, it's pretty good night on the casters. They don't have that many hit points, so they go down really fast. Awesome. And yeah, I don't intend to use 120 of these mana pots. It's not mana pots.
Help me!
Mana drinks. So they help me in here. I'm getting it as even though I have completed the quest, but there was sort of a bonus quest when you did this the first time here for the Scorched Cauldron, and it was the same here in the last episode. So there are 2 more fields here. I can imagine we are going this way, maybe even up there at some point. But yeah, I'm in no rush. I'm trying to do things as safe as possible without it becoming too boring, you could say. But I don't mind grinding mobs that are 9, 10 levels below myself if I can do it at in a safe way. And as I stated previously, this Moonkin just shines here where I can use my root and pick the mobs off one by one. The only thing that, I wouldn't say it sucks, but it's always been sort of at the cost of slow mana regeneration. I mean, being a Moonkin. I've been grinding a bit the other day on my Shadow Priest, and Shadow Priests are notorious as well for having bad sort of mana recovery, and it's nothing compared to Moonkin, I'd say. Shadow Priest have this nice ability that they have for each time they kill a mob that, and these guys, by the way, I'm just gonna avoid those. I got no business with them, and it's too big a pool. But Shadow Priest has this ability, I forgot what it's called, but it each time I kill a mob that grants experience, or honor for that matter, you'll get 100% mana, well, not mana, but 100% regeneration. No, it's not like that. It's like your spirit will be increased by 100%. I think it's like that. So you have a crazy regeneration each time you kill a mob. So I can kill usually, where druid here can kill, I don't know, 3-4 mobs. We can test it now before I have to drink. Then my priest, I think, can kill maybe the double, and she's worse geared. So yeah. So this is the third mob. And naturally, how many mobs I can kill in a full, with a full mana load has to do with, of course, how many times I crit, etc. If the mobs are casters or whatever. But it looks like I can kill like 4 to 5 because I'm running out of mana. I have to club this guy, and I think at least 3 of those I killed were casters. They have significantly lower hit points than some of the melees. So I can kill like 4 to 5 mobs, and I can imagine my priest can kill maybe 7 or 8, something like that. So yeah, mana is definitely an issue for Moonkin, 100%. I can live with it though. I like the class. It's very safe class. I mean, picking off mobs from a distance, and you can pretty much pull 2 at a time and root 1 at least. Guess it's time for you, bro. Very nasty ability he had there. He reduced my armor by 75%. Not very nice of him. So yeah, this could be a 3 pull. So I'm gonna run it in this direction if it is. It's a bit too much for me. At least I got the caster too. So I'm running a bit away so the caster couldn't get to me. Okay. Yeah. I'm too low on mana to fight 2 mobs now. And that's why you should always have your sort of escape route. I mean, in the back of your mind. If things go wrong, where am I running to? And like I said in the last video, I'm not handing in any more quests. I screwed up a little bit last because I did when I did the cauldron in Dalton's Tears, I got 100 Undercity and 100 Argent Dawn reputation, and I would have preferred getting that reputation after I hit sort of cap with just grinding mobs. Yeah, time for another fishy. So I got food buffs up here, by the way, if I need to take down a harder mob. 12 stamina, 15 stamina from a Rumsey, and elixir fortitude 120 extra hit points. So probably like 400-500 extra hit points. That will be quite useful. Just gonna root this guy and then kill the mage. And then my sort of standard stuff, it's pretty cheap to make. Elixir of Greater Intellect, definitely a workhorse for all my casters except my mage, because they can usually do about the same or better with their sort of inborn buff, you could say, of intellect, or arcane intellect, I think it's called. Yeah, so, and then I have minor mana oil. It's from enchanting, and it's made by my mage. That's called Mulch. It requires as low as 150 enchanting. By the way, there was a mob standing here. I think he's just sunk in the earth as well. I guess it's a little bug here. So, a poor soul here, Throw-magged Cone, was slain by a Dustwind Storm Witch. Yeah, pretty regular mob in Durotar. It could be sort of hyper spawns if there's a lot of people playing in zone, even though it's only one layer and has been only one layer here for a long time. But sometimes I think when there's a lot of players, you will have spawns a little faster as well. But he could simply have overpulled. It's quite an option as well. And yeah, but about my buffs, so I got my stamina buffs here. Maybe even sometimes I'll combine it, but usually when I'm a little spooked by a mob, then I go full extra stamina for some extra security. And my sort of normal buffs are then my Mark of the Wild, my Thorns, which have run out, by the way, and this is just sort of the group or raid version of the same spell down here. But it's just to remind myself if I get into a dungeon that I have it. It could always become useful. And then I got my sort of mana, either increase my mana pool or mana regeneration. Just if you wondered what this was all about. The other row here is pretty much professions of, yeah, Hearthstone, Portal to Moonglade, Mountain, my chicken. Oh yeah, my chicken. 4 moral support. Okay, so this guy's back in action apparently. Guy that disappeared before. Welcome back. And then now that I'm at it, so I got my healing ability here. There's even my stun as well, but it's because I'm usually combine my sort of my war stomp, my Tauren sort of racial with, if I'm under pressure, I can stomp and then do a heal. So the stomp is 2 it's 0.5 second cast. I'll stun all enemies for 2 seconds, and then I have for hopefully 2 seconds to pull off a big heal, the regrowth. That's the idea, anyway. I mean, why I set it up the way I did. There's a few extra abilities that I don't use that much, like Fairy Fire, lower target's armor by 500, but also that the mob cannot turn invisible. And then I got the good old Hibernate that I used a lot in Sunken Temple. Very, very nice spell there. And removing poison. So it's like healing or some special abilities I got there. Some very special abilities that I rarely use, to be honest. I don't really have use for them, but the Hibernate worked amazingly in Sunken Temple. We could pull out a mob of some of the harder pulls of the groups of Dragonkin. It works on beasts and Dragonkin. And to be honest, when I ran it, we had some guide there, you could say, that was calling the shots, and he was the guy telling me to use it. So I wouldn't have thought of it myself at that point. But very safe and very much faster, I think, doing it here in Felstone Field. The grind, I mean. Yeah, well, he ain't pretty, but he gets the job done. This looks like a double pull, so getting my mana back. Usually when mobs are this close, there will be social aggro.
I believe so.
And plenty of mobs. Respawn rate is pretty high, so yeah, easy peasy. Just see what's going on in the guild and in the looking for group channel. And Plague Bloom bonus, not to forget. It's very nice. So most of my buffs here are running out. I'm just gonna rebuff pretty much all. So I rooted him and then critted him with Wrath, so that broke the root instant. So I just re-rooted him. Sneaky mage here. And my instinct was about to go up this way now, but I just I think I'm gonna go for the Plague Bloom instead, at least to begin with.
I need help.
So the quest NPC is obviously triggered by when you're sort of in the vicinity of the house. And by the way, a good reason not to say pull this guy is that you could get, it's hard to see, but you could actually get social aggro from mobs standing on either side. Like there, for instance. I think you might be able to pull him. This is all just hypothetical, but that's why I wouldn't pull him up like that, because I don't know if I'm gonna get like a stack from each side on top. And if one of these sorcerers first get a frostbolt on you and you got the horde coming after you, not the horde that I'm part of, but you know, the local fauna, then you're in trouble. Okay, I'm not quite sure how I open my yeah, I don't know what's it called in English actually, but it's a program for, I don't know, writing stuff. There must be some kind of hotkey there. I was just looking at the cape here, 8 intellect, 8 spirit. I got better, of course, because I got the spell power. This is from the yeah, the elite quest in the hinterlands. And there was, yeah, level 58 Night Elf Hunter, I think, and it's fine. I think there's plenty of mobs for both of us here. If she wants to grind here, of course. And it looks like it. Pretty impressed that I didn't get aggro there, but then again it's 8 levels. Or maybe she's about to quest, I don't know. I think so. It looks like she's about to sort of enter the house. So I'm not gonna grind further down there because this Scarlet Patrol is sort of moving a bit sort of now and then, so there's no reason to be too close to them. The question is if I want to pick off some of those over there, or if I want to do this as a triple pull. I could try the triple pull just for the fun of it. Yeah, I can easily run away just like last if I'm in trouble. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna root this guy and then kill the caster. That seems the most reasonable thing to do. I probably have to face tank the skelly guy. Yeah, he's coming there. If this guy roots, if his roots break, I'm gonna re-root him. The reason why I take the caster first is because he's going down. He has obviously lesser hit points than the other. So I'm gonna root this guy. Get some distance and let my hit points back. There we go. And now I can sort of, yeah, kite him as I like, reroute him if I want to. I probably will, if needed. Nah, I can just nuke him. So, as you can see, it's definitely doable to do 3 mobs, but why do it when you don't have to? I mean, why take the risk of screwing it up? But one thing is the mage has low hit points, so you gotta go down fast, and normally you'll take anything that can sort of control you. And the caster can control you with his frostbolt, he can slow you. So there's 2 good reasons to get him down first. So we're gonna just say hi. I got an idea she's going for the cauldron here. Maybe she's looking for me to clear some of it for her. Who knows? So one thing that's a little bit obnoxious when another player, it doesn't matter if it's Horde or Alliance, is grinding close to you, is that things get a little, you know, you don't know how fast or what mobs spawn, etc, etc. So someone just died. I wouldn't say I know this guy, but then yes and no. The problem is we might even get a dungeon wipe. It's too bad because these guys have been looking for a group all evening. I've been seeing, so I guess, yeah, the guild is going nuts here. I can imagine the other guys are running out, I don't know, but the reason why I know him is that, yeah, I'm not gonna diss him, but I'm making a warlock on the side just for when I guess when I'm not so talkative. And I don't know, I think warlock is quite funny to play as well, just like Moonkin here. But I'm not in the mood to, you know, do a double recording, not at the moment anyway. I might do it later with another character, but I'll see about that. But this guy Resto here, he was I think he was the healer in Raids of Downs, and normally I only had good experiences so far while I've been playing on the server, but he struck me as a very, I don't know, retail kind of guy. Understood like we were about to do a dungeon at the Raids of Downs, and then all of a sudden he's talking about, oh, he doesn't have time for this or that, and I was asking it, maybe we should replace him, and the reason why he didn't have time, because he was going, I suppose, on his main for Upper Blackrock Spire or something like a raid, and it's just fine, but I don't think it's fair to the rest of the group that you're in a hurry because you need to go to another instance. Further, he was the healer at that moment. I think he converted, and I'm not trying to dox or diss him or anything. I'm just telling it how it was. But there's an escort quest in Raids of Downs, so I would really like to do it. And I said that all along from the start. Can we please do the escort quest? I want to do the escort quest. The problem was that the whole other group hadn't done it. So they were, you know, yeah, okay, we can do it. So that was the deal, we're gonna do the escort quest, but due to this guy leaving, the tank was afraid of doing it, you know, we could probably have done it 4 guys, but again, probably is not good enough when it's hardcore. So, what I meant by it is just that, you know, the next time I'm playing with a guy that starts talking about, yeah, I'm in a rush, blah 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 blah, that should be a red flag immediately. Don't play with him then, I mean, never rush anything in hardcore, or you get the result as he just got there. I don't know what happened, because I know he respec and he was a chamois, so he respec from healer to DPS, and yeah, so it's not necessarily his fault, but he seemed like a very rushy type, and yeah, I'm not being happy or anything because he died. I think it's sad, but what my point is, I'm not surprised, because when you get these people that, you know, they want to rush everything and they're in a hurry and blah blah blah, it's a very, very bad match for hardcore. You should always take your time, use 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes extra. It's much faster than losing your, what level was he? It was a 47. So, yeah. That's just my 2 cents, but it's okay. It's a lesson learned for me. I have to do Rates of and Downs again just to do the escort quest, and it's okay. I'm alive at least. He's not. Oh. I'm not gonna be alive long if I keep screwing up this pool though. Ah, it's not bad or anything, but I shouldn't DPS the one that's rooted, of course. I should DPS the threat, meaning the other guy here. And it's not like I can understand the tank has second thoughts because it was the healer leaving. We had a priest as well, but he was... the priest was spec'd as Shadow Priest, and he was self-found, so probably not very well geared. So what do we have here? Gift of Arthas already has it. Already have it, sorry. Alrighty. I didn't know they dropped here, and I guess I must have got mine from the auction house. It's not something I see sort of very often on the auction house. And I think the recipe was actually blue, so yeah. So yeah, I'm slow. I could probably get reputation a lot faster. It's okay. I'm having a good time. It's fine by me. I'm not rushy. If you want to rush and and you want to die fast, then go play retail. I think. I mean, why die in hardcore if you want to rush everything? Do it in retail instead. I mean, at least you can just revive and it's no problem. Everything's fine. Nice fat crits here. And I think we might even got a decent... Yeah, pretty nice neck here, guys. What do you think? 8 agility, 7 strength. Not terrible for a neck. Definitely not terrible. Yeah, as you can see, the recipe here is blue. So I guess the recipe is rare. For what it's worth, I'm not that impressed with the stats though. I mean, maybe it could be good on a tank. I don't know if the boss will take extra damage. It's possible. So let's see. I guess it's your turn. There we go. And there was a mage behind there, so I'm gonna get social aggro, I think. No? Yeah. Sneaky mage here shooting through the tower. There we go. Where are you? Bastard there. Well, he's not hurting a lot. He's sort of exhausted his mana. I'm still at 2/3 of my hit points. You had freebie shots at me, bro. There we go. Yeah, I think I'm, yeah. Up to full and we can pull again. Proper. So, no Plague Bloom. There was one last year, that's why I went that way. I think I'm gonna work my way this up here for the last 9 minutes. And now where I'm sort of in an open field and I could, in theory, have mobs all around me, I think it's a bad idea to completely sort of exhaust my mana. So that's why I sort of stop at around 1,000. So I have some to work with if things are going wrong. Or not according to plan, at least. And by the way, it was good to see that it was only one of the guys in Sufrak that died. Looks like the rest of them made it out. Or continue to the run. What do I know if it's a DPS? But it's kind of, I don't know, proving my point that you have this gut feeling that someone is very rushy and, you know, they're hurry, I gotta be somewhere else. Guys, don't do a dungeon with them. If you don't have the stomach for telling them straight to the face, just come up with a lame excuse. What do I care? But that's what I would do anyway. But I was during that particular run in Raids of Downs, I was asking him if he could maybe leave so we could get another guy that had time. But he was like, nah, let's just do it and we can probably make it, blah blah blah. But the second we were done and he got what he came for, meaning final boss, it's instant, you know, Hearthstone out. Not even, you know, thinking 2 seconds about doing the escort quest that I have been asking for quite a few times and sort of reminded them that they had sort of promised that we could do it. But other than that, I have only, and I've been playing here for 2 years on and off now, or maybe a year and a half. Not every day and not every week. Sometimes I had breaks from it, but I've only had positive. It's not true. I've had one episode other than that. My Shadow Priest, my level 60 priest, is when she was doing Ragefire Chasm. I can't remember if I told the story before. But there were two of us. The healer, very low level Shami, I think like level 12 or something, a bit too low for Ragefire Chasm really, I think. But the healer was inside the dungeon, and I was inside as I was Shadow. Well, was initial, but I was a DPS priest from the start, really. Yeah, so the two of us were inside, and then there was a hunter coming in as well, and we were waiting for the last two guys, and they were like, we're there in 4 or 5 minutes or something like that. So I said to the other guys, okay, I'm just gonna go make a coffee, and I went to make a coffee, and just to make sure, 1 minute after, while the water's boiling, I'm just going to check, and I can see that the hunter's gone, and there's a mob sort of slapping my priest around. That is, I don't know, I was probably level 15 or 16 or something like that, and the poor Shami is trying to heal me, and then he get healing aggro, and now he's trying to heal himself, and he's like, "Oh, please come in and help. We're gonna die," or he is AFK or something like that. And so what had happened was that I asked the healer after, but I immediately knew. So the hunter had pulled a mob, and either he couldn't handle it or he was just being a dick, and then he just left. So he didn't leave, he just jumped out of the dungeon again. And then, so it pretty much shows the duality of man, that while one is being, let's just say it plainly, one is being a complete douchebag, and then the other one is being a complete hero, risking his own neck to keep my life, to keep me up. But it pretty much shows what's to be expected when things are best and worst in people. That some will go a long way to try and save a stranger, and others will be delightful if they can sort of grief you. So, like I said to buddies in here before, and people that I know that ask how it's like playing, how's it like playing hardcore, trust is an issue as well. If you don't feel fine, like I wasn't too keen on that resto guy because he was so rushy, don't play with him. Wait for another group, trust your instincts. Yeah. But that's the only 2 episodes I've had in like a year and a half of doing countless dungeons really on various alts. Other than that, it's been pure pleasure, and you should see the Sunken Temple run that is on the channel as well. I have complete strangers that was in writing that it was such an awesome run because people were really, cooperative, working together, using our abilities, playing the game as it was supposed to be played. And you know what? We took our time doing it, and we got through safe, not with a completely overpowered group, but mainly because we worked together. And there was great leadership, by the way, in that group. So yeah, everything was just perfect in that Sunken Temple run. And that's how you learn, about dungeon or about playing the game right. Not by rushing things, and I don't really have time, so I'm gonna rush and get to the next place where I actually wanna be. And further, when he was a healer, by the way, he was a really bad healer. My warlock was constantly like a 1/3 of my hit points. I had to use a lot of bandages and stuff because I just didn't get any heals from him. Even though I was doing a ton of DPS there, but yeah. So pretty much rushing it for his sake, and the thanks what I didn't get any heal, and he left as soon as he could, pretty much after the last boss was killed. Instead of helping with the famous escort quest that is in Rage of Downs. But you know what, I'm gonna get it done, and I'm alive, my log is alive, and guess who's dead? Yeah, even though it definitely doesn't have to be his fault. I can only imagine if he changed from healer to enhancement, then there is a problem sometimes that because with your Wind Fury that you'll deal out simply, I wouldn't say too much damage, but you'll get aggro from doing insane amounts of of damage. And that can be an issue if you are on a boss or something like that. The mob that killed him, I'm not quite sure who it is, but he was named something. There we go. He was named Cyrillis. I'm not quite sure who it is, if it's a boss or something like that. But yeah, I can only guess about what happened, really. But you know what, guys? Let's see if we can get up on this tree stump, by the way. Nope. So, without further ado, guys, and with the Felstone Field in the background, with chicken hidden under the mound, I'm gonna bid you a fair farewell. And as usual, thanks a lot for watching. See you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.